Hello, and welcome to Kashfia's Accounting Services House, where we are repairing the gap between CPAs and small business owners. I am your hostess, Kashfia Rashid, but you can call me Cash. I am a certified QuickBooks Pro with 15 years of experience in the accounting field, and this week I want to discuss 5 common mistakes I see small business owners make and how you can avoid them. Now, this list is by no means a full list of the mistakes that you can make, but they're pretty common mistakes for small business owners and entrepreneurs. So 1, they do not have a separate business bank account. 2, they do not track their miles. 3, they're keeping their receipts incorrectly. 4, they do not have a trusted lawyer. And 5, they do not have a trusted CPA. So let's go through each of these mistakes and also look at the solution for each of them. So mistake number 1, not having a separate bank account makes your business way more difficult. Now, it doesn't matter if you're a one-person shop or if you've only been in business for half the year. The first thing as any new business, you should get a separate bank account. If you're an LLC or a limited liability company, having a separate bank account becomes essential in keeping and maintaining the protection that your LLC provides. Well, and it certainly makes your accounting and bookkeeping and tax preparation much easier. There are several local options here that offer free checking with no minimums. Last resort, you can open a separate checking account where you bank personally and use that as your business account. You can link your personal account to this new account so that you can easily transfer funds for distributions as well as for checks. Now let's look at mistake number 2, not tracking business miles. So this is a big one. The Internal Revenue Service just released a new notice providing the updated standard mileage rates. So beginning in January 2018, the standard mileage rates for the use of a car, van, pickup, or panel trucks has increased to 54.5 cents per mile. 18 cents per mile driven for medical or moving purposes, and 14 cents a mile driven in service of a charitable organization. Now that's a lot of money on the table at the end of the year. So if you aren't keeping track of your business mileage, start to do so, and you can use a mileage app like MileIQ or QuickBooks Self-Employed. Let's look at mistake number 3, not keeping receipts correctly. Now, keeping receipts is a necessary evil. If you ever get audited, you will be very happy to have your receipts. Having said that, this is one of the biggest questions I get as an accounting consultant. How do I keep track? How do I organize? How do I store all of these different paper receipts? And my answer is that you probably shouldn't. I mean, what happens if there's a fire at your office? What happened to all of those paper receipts? Or if there's a flood? Or if you lose a couple of receipts? Or maybe you've just forgotten to put them into the correct folders. There's very little checks and balances here. So my answer is do not keep paper receipts. Instead, take a picture of your receipts. That way it's automatically electronic. You can now use it and keep an electronic file format, whether it's on a Google Drive or just on your PC in your photos album. You can also now send these easily to your CPA at the end of the year. Mistake number 4, not having a trusted lawyer. I cannot say this enough. If you're starting a small business, please get a lawyer. Lawyers are like the generals in the battlefield of business. They know everything. They can help you set up your LLC with the right protection. They can write contracts between you and your partners. And if you speak to them often and openly, They are a wealth of information. The usual pushback I get is about how expensive a lawyer can be. And my response is, get Legal Shield or another prepaid plan. Now, Legal Shield for $35 a month, it covers everything that you will need to get your business up and running. And they will be there in case you get into any trouble. Number 5, very similar to number 4. They do not have a trusted accountant or a CPA, a certified public accountant. More than ever, with the tax law changes that have come down for 2018 and beyond, as a small business owner, you should invest in a certified public accountant. Now, I don't have any issues with an enrolled agent, but please do not do your taxes yourself. At the minimum, speak to an accountant about the changes and how they do or do not affect you. If you don't have a CPA and need one, go to your local board of accountancy for a list of CPAs in your area. So, those are my solutions for these common mistakes. 1, open a separate business account. 2, use a mileage tracking app. Take pictures of receipts. Use Legal Shield and have a lawyer behind you. Also, get a certified public accountant. If you don't have one, contact your local accountancy board. If you want more helpful tips and tricks, you can always check out my Instagram page at Cash the Bookkeeper. That's Cash with a K. And you can follow me on LinkedIn at Cash Accounting. You can also request a free 15-minute phone consultation on my website, www.cashaccounting.com. Join me next week for the 5 documents that your CPA needs to file your taxes.